storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
What's up, Storm Chasers? We got to get into this Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony story. We're going to be covering it as the details come out. So just go ahead and buckle in and get ready for that. Karmelo Anthony has been released on a bond reduction. His bond was originally $1 million, and it's been reduced to $250,000. Let me say this. It's very interesting how the black kid's name is Karmelo Anthony, Karmelo with a K, and the white boy was Austin Metcalf. It sounds like their names literally almost sound like it was destined to be in headlines. Unfortunately, it just ended up being this way. And I can tell you, the basketball player Karmelo Anthony sitting at home like, damn, why he got to have my name? Because I'm like pretty sure that this Karmelo with a K was named after him. I think so. I feel like that. It's like all the kids that are named like Kobe. I went to school with kids named Shaq. I went to school with so many kids named Denzel. Like anyway, it's like their names were destined to be in headlines. Unfortunately, it ended up being this way. So let's go over to the neighborhood talk. And okay, here we go. Boom. So at the neighborhood talk, here we go. Karmelo Anthony is released on house arrest after bond was reduced from $1 million to $250K in fatal stabbing case. And I mean, there he go right there. Like, listen, when I tell you this boy's scared for his life right now. Because he is literally facing life in prison. I know he is scared for his life. I know. I can only imagine. I can only imagine the things that's running through his head right now. So, allegedly this started from being over a girl and over, a white girl or want the bread dude. So, the black women said this ain't our fight, but I got to do the story, y'all. All right, so it said neighbors, a Collin County judge that's down there in Texas, Frisco, Texas. By the way, side note, Frisco, Texas is a really nice area. I don't know who was saying that this black kid was from the hood, or I don't know, but I know Frisco, Texas is actually a nice area, like with big ass houses, big old yards, and the schools down there in Texas are huge. So I'm just saying. Anyway, it said a Collin County judge has reduced the bond for Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old charged in the fatal stabbing of fellow student Austin Metcalf during a Frisco track meet, from $1 million to $250,000. His family has posted bond. Sorry, y'all, my ears itching. His family has posted bond. Anthony will be under house arrest with an ankle monitor confined to his parents' home. The incident happened on April 2nd at Kendall Stadium, where witnesses reported a dispute between Anthony and Metcalf over seating under a team tent. According to police affidavits, the altercation escalated when Metcalf attempted to move Anthony, leading to Anthony allegedly stabbing Metcalf once in the chest with a knife from his backpack. Anthony was arrested at the scene and reportedly asked officers if his actions would be considered self-defense. Hey, shout out to Jay. I appreciate that. Jay said, "Hey, Storm, finally got a live on time. You're my favorite YouTuber. I appreciate your content. Much love from Toronto, Canada." Hey, thank you, Jay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Cash out on it. That's what I'm talking about. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Kamiko Kiki said he can't throw hands. If he was bullied, he had to use a knife. You know what I had heard? I've been really trying to wait for all the details to come out, but I'm gonna have to. Anyway, from what I heard, Karmelo and Austin had a previous altercation, and they had a previous fight, and it was over a girl, and it sounded like it was over a white girl, and Austin had beat up Karmelo, so he had got the best of him. Now, I don't know if there had been multiple altercations. I don't know if it was verbal bullying on top of that. I don't know. But Karmelo was ready for that. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. When I was growing up, shit, I walked around with a box cutter myself, but I'm from St. Louis, so catching them buzz out on the train stations and shit. I used to catch the train, well, the bus and the train to and from work, working at the Waffle House. You better have you something on you, but that's a little different. But I wasn't trying to start nothing either. But let me say this too. I know y'all not well. Some of y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. Some of y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. This is also a case of why you have to mind your business. This is another case of when you have to mind your business. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. If Karmelo is sitting under your tent, okay, he don't belong there. He shouldn't be there. Okay, fine. Why wouldn't this white boy go? Why wouldn't Austin call him by his name? What his name was? This ain't about race, but just saying. Why wouldn't he go and get an authority? Sorry, y'all, my ears are itchy. Somebody's really talking about me. A teacher, a coach, an adult is what I'm saying. Why not get an adult to have Karmelo moved if he is not supposed to be under y'all tent? Why go take it upon yourself like you running some shit? Well, you gonna get up out of here. This ain't your tent. Knowing y'all had already had an altercation. Allegedly. Knowing you had already beat him up. People shouldn't have to fight to prove they're tough. Keep your hands to yourself. That is true. The truth about this world is just because you bringing your fist to a fight, baby, they might have a knife, they might have a gun, they might have a stick, they might have a brick. Shoot, sometimes I kept a brick in my backpack. But I wasn't trying to start no shit either, so that's a little different. Actually, I did stab a kid with my pencil in science class, and I almost took his eye out, but he lunged at me. Anyway, actually, okay, now I'm kind of calling myself. My point is, this whole situation is sad, but this is why we also have to teach our kids to mind your business. Keep your mouth shut. Yeah, I did stab that kid with that. I didn't mean to though. Well, shit. It was a reaction. I still remember his name, Manuel De Jesus. Anyway, yeah. But he lunged. To be fair, he lunged at me. He listen. And he might have been just playing. I don't know. But you can't lunge at me. You can't lunge in my face. You can't. I don't need like nobody hands in my face. You don't even need to be raising your voice above a certain octave with me because I take that as something to go down. So I got bad nerves. I ain't got no time. But in this case here, if Karmelo had no business under that tent, Austin should have went and got security, got an adult, got somebody that had the authority to remove him. Not you feeling like, as a student, you have the right to remove him. We got to teach our kids also to leave people alone. Rose said Austin had the right to ask Karmelo who he was, especially if it's a rival team sent. There's a lot of team sports politics that goes around. Of course he did. However, if that young man did not belong there, then you say, you know what, I'm gonna go get an adult. It ain't about right or wrong. It's about living to see another day. You never know what kind of mind frame somebody's in. You never know what they mental. Like you just never know. And you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna move you. I'm gonna okay. Anyway, okay, let me keep reading. Okay, so It says, during the bond hearing, Anthony's father testified that his son is an honor student and the captain of both the football and track teams. The defense highlighted Anthony's lack of criminal history and argued that the $1 million bond was excessive. Prosecutors referenced a prior school-related incident involving Anthony, but did not present additional witnesses. Anthony's legal team, including civil rights attorneys Kim Cole and Billy Clark, has raised over $400,000 through a Give, Send, Go fundraiser to support his defense. The funds are intended for legal expenses, as Anthony's father is currently on leave from work. Shit, and after this, they don't have to move. District Attorney Greg Willis has stated that due to Anthony's age, he will not face the death penalty or life without parole if convicted. So no matter what happens, eventually he will get out. And I'm going to be honest with you, the way Austin's family probably feels is, you know what, at least you still get to see your son. At least even if he do 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, at least you still get to go visit your son. Theirs is dead and gone. I just don't understand why he would stab him, though. Like, they're doing everything to shield him from his own actions. Can't save him from that judge and jury. Here's the thing, too. If you go back, he said, hold up, let me go back. Allegedly, when Karmelo got arrested, he said, is this self-defense? So now we have to sit here and say, okay, so you plan to do this? And you just thought this was going to be a stand your ground? They're probably going to check his iCloud history, Google search history, all that. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. My ears itching. I agree. Keep your hands to yourself. I agree. All I'm saying is, how can Zimmerman get off and not Karmelo? That's a good point, because mind you, Zimmerman followed Trayvon, then called 911. 911 told Zimmerman, okay, we'll send somebody out. Like, don't follow him. Don't approach him. Don't touch him. Then laid his hands on Trayvon. Then Trayvon whipped that ass. Then as he was on the ground, he shot him. Because in Florida, they do have stand your ground. Where if you get in a physical altercation and you fear for your life, well, if you getting your ass beat, you can say if I was in Florida, I wouldn't fight nobody. There's no way. But shit, y'all do be shooting each other down there in Florida. No shade. A lot of gun violence. But I'm just saying, if you can beat somebody, I know the case is in Texas, though. I know, but I'm just saying, that's crazy. That's crazy. Zimmerman got off for that when Trayvon wouldn't have beat your ass if you wouldn't have touched him. Now, if we go back to Texas, now in Texas, it is legal to have mutual combat. If you agree to fight, they agree to fight, y'all can get it popping. And the cop, even if the cops are called, they'll say, did you agree? Yes. Did you agree? Yes. And they keep it pushing. So in Texas, they do have that. One time I was visiting Dallas and I seen two dudes. They had a tire. They had their feet. They each had 1 foot in the tire. And then those feet was tied together. And they had 1 foot out the tire. And they was scrapping. Yeah, literally. I challenge you to a duel. It was like some duel type shit. Literally. When I was visiting Dallas one time, I saw that. Two black dudes. Now, I don't know if they was in gangs. I don't want to just put that on them because, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But it was, I mean, and they was going at it. But then again, you look at it like, damn, is that really so bad? Because at least once they got done, it is what it is, and they both live to see another day. So, but y'all got it. Yeah, gladiator style, right? That's why I laugh at cities folk. Tons of defense laws in the southern states. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. You said he black. Oh no, you said this happened in Texas. Oh man, there might be a rap for Karmelo. That's the thing. Because this is gonna turn into a racial thing. And he deleted, when I say the quintessential white boy, the quintessential white boy. Boy next door. Dark hair, blue eyes, handsome kid, going places. The jury gonna see this and then see this. Man, good luck. That's all I can say. Somebody y'all better use some of that 400,000 for the best witch doctor. Do you hear me? Yeah, look like somebody from Saved by the Bell. That's what I'm saying. School bully. I heard that too. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that. I can't put up the pics with the guns. Not over here. Not on YouTube. Yeah. Didn't he have a twin brother? Yes, he did. But yes, I also heard that the white boy was a bully. And sometimes, especially if you went to school with this kind of white kid, you already know. Large friend group. Everybody did what he said. People want to be cool with him. Everybody want to be friends with him. People are afraid of him. But everybody can be humbled. But I could see that him being a bully. I could see that. I can see that. He played football and was 6 feet tall. I mean, they was both. Yeah, they were both athletes. The Chad of the school, yes. Because remember, the T really was the first fight they had was over a girl. Now I'm gonna say this. No, I'm not gonna say that. That's not appropriate. What I'm gonna say is, yeah, allegedly this really was all over a girl, and if it was, where's the white girlfriend? I don't know. Now, mind you, she's a minor, so just saying. I feel like he's safer in jail. People in Texas are crazy and will go looking for him. Oh yeah. But I'm not gonna victimize either one. I just feel like this is further proof that we really are, even though yes, we're human beings and we say we're not like animals, we're civilized and yada yada yada. This also goes to show too that really at the end of the day, man, it's about, oh God, I gotta keep my language appropriate. How can I put it? But make it appropriate. In the animal kingdom, when two males go up against each other, especially for a female, they fight to the death. I didn't want to go there, but thank you. I didn't want to say it, yes. It's about dominance. We're primal at the end of the day, and those primal instincts kicked in. And one is going to live and one dies. Even in the animal kingdom, let's say two chimpanzee, two gorillas. That's the word. Let's say two gorillas fight over a female. because one wants to impregnate her. They have to fight for her. They fight usually to the death. Then boom, okay, whoever. Oh, that one lost. Damn. Okay, all right. And then the female goes with the winner. We live in a civilized society, so a lot of times we're protected and shielded from things like that. But we are above the animals, yeah. But that's still our nature. Damn. And this is definitely gonna turn into a racial thing. It already has, but wait until this trial start. And then if he gets off, oh my goodness. Austin was mad that he existed. Boom. Part of it too. It's multi-layered. It's part of it too. Feel like I'm white. You know what? I run this. You do what I say. I said move. It's all that. It's multi-layered. It's all that. Yep. And teenage males are always trying to prove themselves. He's about to get jumped by two twins. That was huge. It was more than a fist fight. I don't know if that second one was finna jump him though. I seen that second one in the interview. I was like, It's a mess. It's a mess. All right. I'm going to leave that there. And as more details come out, we'll cover that. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And we're going to come back because we got to talk about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. I guess they are officially in a relationship. We'll see. Anyway, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
It's Storm Show. It's Storm Show.